But here we are, ready to get into it. It's going to be the first map, Nuke, as FaZe Clan are on the CT side and OpTic Gaming on the T side.
Yeah, this is where we see if OpTic have put a bit more preparation into their Nuke after some up and down results in their recent games online. FaZe Clan we saw pick this map yesterday, so they are clearly somewhat prepared for this one, starting on their CT side. And you can see the odds there favoring FaZe Clan. I think this could end up being a close series, and MSL has already found the opening. The Glocks continue to move in. Kills just keep on coming.
Well, Nico, headshot coming in. Orthmeister's killed himself.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Nico and Brokey though stepping up with more. So we're back into a doable position here. OpTic looking to try and take themselves to victory on the pistol. But it is a 2v2 here. Nico going back in. He's found himself another kill. Making his way back in towards ramp to spot if there's any other players in this domain, but there isn't.
Ooh, drop down vent straight to the B bomb site. I think that's Cajun B, the man going in first, with MSL assisting him. Yeah, that is Cajun.
You better hope it's not G2 with a bomb on the B bomb site. MSL, he's going to be close in towards ramp. Two players coming back in. Brokey's low, so one bullet would be enough for MSL to drop him. So you need to be careful here, FaZe Clan starting to make their way in. MSL has the angle. There's Brokey. One bullet isn't enough. He survives on 2 HP, so it's all on Cajun B. A 1v2 in the clutch. The bomb is ticking. Brokey throws the smoke on towards the bomb. The tap comes in, but Cajun can't spot him. He knows exactly where he is, but the box protects his head, and Nico will finish him off. FaZe Clan 1-0 as they will pick up the pistol.
Yeah, and it's nice that Nico gets 3 kills in on that pistol round. We see him show up early. I was saying, I think that Nico might have been the missing factor for FaZe yesterday. He didn't really show up as we know he can. Nico as the in-game leader, certainly looking a little bit better here to start the day. We're also going to have to make sure that we are clear with which Nico we're talking about, Dinko.
That is very true. You've got Nico here on the FaZe Clan side. He's got a capital N. OpTic Nico, obviously, very different. Has a very different playstyle as well. They may have the same name, but that's pretty much all they have.
Yes. Well, the force buy comes in from OpTic. 2 rifles to show for it in terms of premium rifles. They've also got a Galil in the mix, but Nico just taps off that head. Oh, gets the follow-up spray as well. Yeah,
it's really important that Nico gets a good start into this. You know, you have talked about how his stats haven't really been great across his last few tournaments. And well, Nico has to show up in a big way. He is one of the leading stars of this FaZe Clan side. coldzera. Very excited, actually, to get to cast one of Cold's first sort of FaZe games. Olofmeister will give it a test this, and we're into a 2v5. OpTic with a force buy not really working at the minute. Cold and Rain, they will find the last 2 kills, and it's 2-0 as FaZe Clan storm into the lead. It's not going to be a buy here from OpTic due to the force in the last one, so should be a 3-0 start here for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, it seemed like OpTic's plan there was maybe just to try and get some picks outside with their rifles. They had the AK, they had the SG, so they had the opportunity to land some long-range shots, but FaZe just kind of picked them apart on the outside hold. Again, Nico getting the first 2 kills was an important part of that. Molotov down from Rain. Against mostly Glocks in this one, so the SMGs can definitely do the damage, and Rain has done just that. 2 kills to his name. Nico's dropped down the vents trying to get the bomb plant, or just trying to get some kills. coldzera gives him the Galil, and Nico might think about trying to move towards B.
Well, Nico, smoke is going to go out. It's going to be the underhanded one, but Brokey had found his head. Now it'll be 3-0 as FaZe Clan to pick up the first 3 easily enough. But here comes their first hurdle, their first challenge, as OpTic are going to have the buy. It's going to be the Krieg in the hands of Nico, the rest on AK-47s, and utility is everywhere. So OpTic, they haven't got the AWP, but they've got everything else.
And FaZe Clan don't have an AWP on their side either. Olof is sticking with the Scout for the time being. Rain has also continued with the MP9, so a couple of slightly weaker weapons in there. And Rain is getting aggressive through outside, tries to go through the smoke. MSL is there to meet him. Elsewhere, config has been dealt with, so it's back to a 4v4, and Nico continues the outside aggression.
The play slows. Trade has come in. So we're back to an equilibrium of a 4v4. OpTic trying to put a little bit more pressure towards Squeaky here. They're going to be playing contact in towards the A-bomb side, but utility from FaZe coming in. That'll halt the approach. They can just leave Nico in behind so he can get his utility ready. As OpTic definitely leaning in towards the A-bomb side, telegraphing they want to go here.
They have so many nades left on the OpTic side as well. They've used almost none of their utility early on. It is still a 4v4 in this one as Nico gets slightly blinded. coldzera's feet are spotted. MSL sprays him down. Nico in with another kill, and it's into a B play for them. MSL trying to get the trade, and he does just that. OpTic Gaming frag out to win the round.
Yeah, good stuff from OpTic. They slow the play right down. They don't make any mistakes and walk right into the waiting arms of FaZe Clan. FaZe obviously had so much utility saved up, so if they decided to go straight away for that hit through the contact push, they probably would have been bombarded, and a couple of the players were already low due to the utility damage at the start from FaZe, so pause is coming. So we're going to be getting back into the action very shortly, but OpTic will be happy enough about winning that first gun round. Of course, this is their map pick, but it's a map that FaZe Clan can play.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't the most tactical round coming in from OpTic. It was mainly just kind of contact in towards the squeaky door, and then from there, once they got that first kill towards A, they could drop down the vents, they could get into all sorts of dangerous positions and manage to just trade out onto the B site. It really was just down to the fragging, and normally I would expect this OpTic team to be a bit more tactical, so it's kind of nice to see them win a round in a slightly different fashion.
Yeah, it is the first gun round of those, so you know, we haven't really had to go and dive deep into MSL strat book. He has openly said he's practiced a lot. He's been preparing for his upcoming tournaments. So we'll see what he's got up his sleeve. Nuke has always been a good one for OpTic. They've always had the foundations there. So they obviously can build on that. And on the T side, that's where we want to see most of the tactics come through.
Yeah, I assume we'll definitely see some rounds where OpTic go for those outside smokes. Very, very standard on this map. I'm sure that OpTic will have those nailed down as well with how much they play this map of Nuke. Definitely a map they like to play.
It's always a map that you talk about Danes being very solid on, right? It's always a map where you say the likes of OpTic, Astralis, North have all been good on this map. And for a very good reason. It's always played in the region. The younger teams, there seems to be a lot of them in Denmark. You know, Copenhagen Games, we'll see a lot of Nuke come through. And I feel like if you're playing it in the region, coming up as a player and learning how to play at a professional level, you're just going to be good on the map. So it's always scary going up against Danish teams on Nuke, but we are ready to get back into it. We just had a small technical difficulty, but we are ready to go again.
Yeah, ready to get into the first full gun round, and it is olofmeister on that AWP. We were saying that he was picking up the AWP most often for FaZe yesterday. He stuck with it here, but there's a player down the vents already, and Olof doesn't seem aware of that fact.
Well, not at all. He goes back over towards Secret Stairs. And well, KJB is just sprinting through the bomb site. So he's having a good time right now. olofmeister is going to be further down towards the stairs. Nico will pick off MSL. olofmeister goes for the pick. And he drops Testis. Not a good start here for OpTic whatsoever.
And now Olof looks back towards the vents, perhaps having realized that Cajun is down on that B bomb site. Flash goes through. Olof blinded by that one. A minute left to try and get this round win, and Nico gets one kill back for his team. Olof is still stuck in this position from both sides.
This is being stuck in between a rock and a hard place. He pulls his knife, goes for the peak, spots that KJB's there. He goes for that kill, spins round, might find both, and that's it from olofmeister. That's exactly the skill that he has at his disposal. And it's all on Nico on his own, 20 HP. Having to find 4 players. olofmeister, if he pre-fires, might be able to drop him. He's going to go into the open. There's the headshot. And Rin, he will pick up the trade. So 4-1. FaZe Clan, they will be back on the board with another win, as OpTic were able to pick up the first gun round. But after that, again, falling a little bit flat. But yeah, I've got money in the bank.
Yeah, good round from Olof with the AWP.
Yeah, excellent round, right?
Yeah, we were saying that maybe he wouldn't have had as much practice as he would like on the AWP, perhaps, but if he can continue to make plays like that, FaZe look good for their money on Nuke. OpTic have got the buy into round number 6. Full rifles, although Tessis is stuck on the Galil. Speaking of TSS, he had a really good start to the series against Astralis, especially on Vertigo. Not been the case in the start of this map, though. He's currently still got 0 kills. And both these teams do have, again, very inexperienced players. TSS on OpTic hasn't played too much at the top level. Brocky on FaZe Clan hasn't played too much at the top level. So that's another little storyline that we could keep track of. See which one of those gets the best of the sort of rookies.
TSS actually performed pretty well yesterday against Astralis, so obviously a very good sign for him. A lot of people were saying that TSS was only picked up because of perhaps the problems with the organization of OpTic, may have to, obviously having to drop the team at a certain point. So they thought maybe picking up TSS was just sort of a temporary thing. But obviously they've proven that wrong by dropping Refresh and picking up Cajun B. So obviously TSS has impressed MSL enough to stay in the roster. And I think he's a player with quite a bit of potential. Good flash. Olofmeister off the angle. Follow-up coming in as well. 3 flashbangs. He's only blinded by 1. He hides in behind the box, and this could get risky. He peeks into the open. He does drop TSS, looking for the follow-up, and he will end up getting 1 on towards TSS. Finished off, though. And there's a 3v3 with 22 seconds left. Here comes the push on in. It's Config taking the headshot on towards Nico, and the man advantage is on the OpTic game inside.
Yeah, Olof really risking sticking around there at ramp. As soon as he goes down, you know the B-bomb site is vulnerable. It is coldzera and Rain in on this retake attempt, and Config forced away by the flashbang. Nice kill from coldzera, brings it to a 2v2.
Yeah, good kill coming in on towards Nico. Rain is the last remaining player here on FaZe, though. 1 tap comes in from Config, and this is going to be difficult. He has to peek into 2 players, 2 different angles. And well, there it is. Rain, he will end up falling by Cajun B's hand. And there we go. 4-2, OpTic on the board with another round.
Yeah, again, TSS struggling to have impact, but OpTic are winning the rounds. Cajun B this time closes it out for them. Expect to see him the last alive for OpTic fairly often. We also saw some impact from Config in that round, which was important to see. And now FaZe are going to have to take a low buy. Not too much money for them into this one. coldzera, the only man to invest anything into round number 7. And this is a chance for OpTic to potentially build up some money on their T side. After losing some of the earlier rounds, the economy has never really been established for OpTic Gaming. But into this round, they will be looking to make sure they survive with as many of these rifles as possible.
Flash comes over the top. MSL is just going to be taking some of this free space to work with. Molotov in towards secret stairs. Flashbang over the top. Nico hiding behind credit card. Has plenty of teammates to try and help him get a few kills here. 2 coming from FaZe. Tess is able to pick up 2 in reply on the UMP, but this is good damage from FaZe. They might even find more as Tess is looking to fall here. Is doing a good job handling them, but coldzera 1v3 peeks into the open, gives away his position. Gonna get headshotted by Cajun B, but he's still standing, looking for a kill on towards Tessus. But yeah, an ace from Tessus. Well played from him. All 5 kills. He handles the eco well.
Tessus' first 5 kills of this game all come in the same round. He hadn't got a single kill on the board before that one, so that's a nice way to get yourself up there on the scoreboard. Here comes the gun round from FaZe Clan, although we've got a couple of SMGs in the mix. Nico and Rain decide to go for the UMP and the MP9. I was maybe wondering if we were going to see an auto shotgun come out for one of those 2 players who are struggling with the money. We've also got Olof on the AWP.
Well, it seems like we are having a little bit of a technical problem, so we are just going to wait to get back into the server, of course. But so far, I feel like OpTic, oh, there we go. OpTic obviously looked pretty solid straight away. You know, after their initial loss there, they win the first gun round, they lose the follow-up, but it's very important that they win it back. I'm not quite sure if this is live. I think so. So Rain it is live. So Rain is in towards mid. And he will be waiting for the players coming in towards his crosshair. Smoke comes in towards the hut. Flashbangs, Molotovs, the Algo, and MSL will sprint in towards it. Rain able to pick up MSL. Tessus finds the follow-up back through. And it's the man advantage on the CT side. Just under a minute left. FaZe stand tall. But can they stand until the end here? As OpTic are on towards the B-bomb site. Brokey, his time to shine. Going to be tested, but the Molotov will force him back. Lets the bomb plant come through. And while FaZe are going to play for the retake.
Again, it's MSL going in first for his team, allowing the trade to come through. And Brocky can't stop the bomb from being planted, but Nico has got another kill through. That means Config and Nico have got a really tough task on their hands.
Oh, Nico spotted Nico, though. And this is going to be very interesting. He's killed himself pretty much. He will drop him in the end. Config picking up 2 kills, lights up 3. And that is excellent from Config, as OpTic will get another on the board.
Always fun to see some Nico on Nico action, but Config just unloads with the AK. Massive spray down onto all 3 players coming his direction. And I think FaZe have realized that that round is probably one that they should have been winning in on that retake. Up in a 4 versus 2, they assumed that they could just overrun Config there. They realized that they know where the other player is, so as long as they trade on towards him, they'd be in good shape. But credit to Config for just spraying away and finding all those frags.
You got to feel, though, FaZe have to have thought that one was in the bag, right? They definitely looked confident enough. They had the man advantage. Things were looking good. Brokey makes the right play not to just sprint into the bomb site and give away their advantage. It's just there was 2 players locked up on top of the bomb site for the one player on the T side up towards the upper bomb site, and that kind of kept the 2 CTs players from FaZe up there for a long time. They couldn't rotate back in towards the lower site. And unfortunately, FaZe cannot get the retake successful. So here it is, 4-4. We're back into the action. FaZe Clan obviously feeling like they need that tactical pause because it's certainly not going too well for them as OpTic are picking up the pace. They run right in towards the bomb site. Tessus with 2 kills. He will get a 3rd kill. It's actually Occasion B who picks that one up. coldzera steps in with a P250 and Config straight away dropping coldzera. It's all on Nico. Just like that, Alex. It's over.
Yeah, pretty much. Nico with a D can be dangerous, but the round win is not really on the cards. Just about trying to get some kills here. Maybe somewhat of a risk for OpTic to go for such a fast play against the low buy, but the trades were solid. They get the entries that they needed to. And Nico, oh, nice shot. Might be able to get this gun. There's another Nico on the other side waiting for him, though. Shot landed. Nico does go down. Great shot with the dig. And now that AWP is absolutely able to be saved.
Yeah, that's well played from Nico. In a situation that was looking dire, he walks away with a chance to hang on towards the AWP. And, well, he's done that. Coming away with 2 kills and an AWP. That changes the tides here for FaZe Clan. That saves so much money. And they've got a good buy coming in here thanks to the loss bonus and obviously saving. So OpTic, yes, in the lead, but here comes a very difficult task for them. They don't have an AWP to challenge it.
Yeah, MSL could have afforded the AWP if he really wanted to, but I think he's decided to just stick with the rifle just because he wants to make sure the money is somewhat reasonable for the entirety of the Danish squad. So like you said, Olaf is the only AWPer on the server right now. Agent B nading out the door. They go for a bit of a boost to hold this one off, but elsewhere, MSL is the first to fall in round number 10.
Good start from Nico. Able to drop MSL. Olafmeister holding off the ramp room with the AWP. He'll just sit back. Passively waiting at this point. OpTic need to consider all of their options. At least MSL is the one dead, so he can sit back and sort of see every POV and come up with a master plan. Occasion B. He's just going to be waiting outside of the hut. Still a minute left to play with. Still plenty of time for OpTic to make their play, Alex.
Yeah, again, it's MSL being the aggressive player for OpTic at the start of the round. Outside smokes are down, but no one pushing off the back of them for OpTic.
Nico is in towards the lower bomb site as well already. Config is going to be making his way close towards the squeaky door, finds the head of Rain. coldzera swings under the open and gets 2 kills for his troubles. Config will get the trade back in, so it's still only a 1-man deficit for OpTic. It's still doable here. The flash comes in as Olafmeister in towards the ramp room, but here comes the dive, and they're just not expecting Nico to be there, and he gets both. Nico with the correct rotation is able to deal with the remaining players. So it's 5-5, FaZe Clan back on the board again. And while this is certainly shaping up to be a very close affair.
Yeah, Nico having a really great game so far at the start of Nuke on the CT side. He started strong with a pistol. He's continued his fine form into the gun rounds. And this is exactly what we needed to see. After he had 3 kills yesterday on Vertigo, this is a much, much better performance from Nico, who we know can be a superstar level player. This time, though, OpTic's outside smokes are going to be successful, and they are going to push off the back of them. MSL leading the charge down secret. The rest of his team will join him.
The smoke allows the rest of the OpTic players to gather just in front of it, and they can explode on towards the stairs if they desire, but they're just going to be sitting, waiting for it to fade. Rain is at the bottom of the stairs, also has a crossfire with Brokey on the other stairs, so Molotov is going to force Rain back in towards the bomb site, but they've got another player to deal with here. It is Brokey on the stairs. He'll peek over the top. Spots a couple of players coming in towards him, so decides to fall back. And OpTic, well, they're going to be making their approach in towards the lower bomb site. Very evident at this point. They actually go back up towards the A site. It's going to be Nico dropping Tessa's. Config steps in with a headshot, and it's going to be a man advantage for OpTic and a bomb plant. So the quick rotation back up towards the A site catches FaZe off guard.
Yeah, it looked so likely that OpTic were going to move towards B, but like you said, instantly up to the A site. FaZe couldn't keep track of it. They couldn't get the information quickly enough, and that means they have to save. Really nice round from OpTic there. Really explosive push onto the A site.
Yeah.
You saw that FaZe had 2 players committed to the B site already. I think it was Brocky rotating over from ramp, which meant that Olof's AWP had to rotate himself into ramp to cover Brocky's position because Brocky decided to go to the B site, realizing that OpTic were already down secret. So then going back up to A, while it is a bit risky, definitely works out for them. I think just because they were so quick in doing so.
Well, FaZe with another tactical timeout coming through. Both teams have been going back and forth. And while that never really favors the CT economy, you're always going to be fighting on the back foot. It's just more expensive to be a CT player. You have to get the kits, the incinerator's are more expensive, the weapons slightly more expensive. It's just not a good time to be a CT. And well, if you're losing rounds after winning one, that economy can never grow. So they have got a buy coming in here, but they need to be careful. Obviously, if they lose this one, they're going to be in a very sticky situation.
Yeah, thankfully they saved some guns. So in this round at least, FaZe stick with a strong economy. But OpTic are starting to come out to a lead here. We were saying, though, earlier that FaZe's strongest side was actually their T side of Nuke from the stats we saw. So maybe it's not as concerning as it could have been, but we'll wait and see if that comes through because OpTic are getting aggressive.
This is fast. Straight away, KZB dropping Rain and the rest of the push coming in from OpTic. Coldzera peeks into the open, but only manages 1 kill. It's Config with a multi-kill. Nico able to pick up Brokey, and that is it. Job done. Olofmeister has to fall away. And I love that call from OpTic. Straight in towards the A site. They know exactly where Olofmeister is here as well, and he's gone. 7-5 OpTic. Well, if you're FaZe Clan, you've got Whiplash.
And Config is starting to land some shots. Triple kill in that round. Some really quick headshots come in from him. Once OpTic get the initial frag on that push, they're in such great shape there because Coldzera is completely isolated on the site. And again, it's just the pace of the push from OpTic, which allows them to isolate some of these FaZe players. There's no time for these rotations because OpTic are so explosive on their pushes to the site. It's really nice to see such quick aggression from OpTic, and it also shows a real commitment to the game plan there. Everyone knows they're just going in quick. That's clearly the call, and everyone commits to it, and it pays off so well for them.
Yeah, KZB, so important getting that opening kill, and obviously the smoke bloom, so there's no trade potential either. And while Nico gets the opening pick on towards Nico, man advantage for OpTic.
Make that a 2-man advantage thanks to MSL. And it's going to be Cajun holding back, waiting for the aggression. And it is going to be an OpTic round win, slowly but surely getting all the kills they need. Olof at least comes in with a single frag for FaZe, but OpTic starting to come out to a decent lead from this T side. 3 rounds in their favor now. And again, FaZe are back to the full buy, but are they going to be ready for quick aggression this time around? Because I think OpTic are probably going for these fast plays, knowing that FaZe haven't had as much practice, maybe knowing that the communication and the rotations won't quite be as quick.
That's definitely something you can exploit. And, well, FaZe, they have full utility here. They are ready for it. They might just catch them, but it's olofmeister spotted towards outside. Flash comes in. MSL's blinded by it. With a flash from Nico, that'll keep his teammate alive, and olofmeister can back off. So, man advantage for FaZe. The potential for a fast play is no longer there for OpTic, so they're going to have to slow into a more default approach and try and see what sort of map control they can get.
Again, MSL's aggression is unreal. He is so often the man trying to take the first fight. This time, though, it goes against him, and OpTic decide to group back up towards ramp for what could be another quick push.
Even while blinded through a smoker as well. It's crazy stuff from MSL. Well, Brocky is going to be put under pressure. He'll have to fall back in towards the ramp. And, well, he's looking for a little bit of action here. Hasn't really seen too many of it. A lot of it has just been falling back from him, but he will pick up the first kill. The second coming in as well. And he's done a great job at holding that B bomb site. Occasion B into a 1v5. You know, he is a good player, but this might just be a step above what he's capable of. And Brokey, well, he's got his triple kill. So great stuff from Brokey, showing that he can hold the B bomb site.
Yeah, very solid work from Brokey, realizing he can fall back from ramp, he can play from the B site. That's exactly what you need to do. And then Olof also chimes in with the AWP. So FaZe getting another round on the board, heading into the last round of the half. MSL is going to have the sniper in his hands. We haven't really seen the MSL versus olofmeister AWP battle. I'd be really interested to see which way that one would go, but MSL lands the first shot.
Yeah, that is crazy. He opens the door himself, and he does everything himself. He gets the opening kill. Good stuff. Fast play again in towards the A bomb site. It has been the weakness here for FaZe, and has fallen again. Brokey on his own inside of the B bomb, inside of heaven. He has rotated up from ramp, and he will be forced away by the Molotov. OpTic, well, they're going to end the half 9-6. Brokey's going to have to attempt this, but winning it, it's going to be pretty much impossible.
Yeah, those positions from FaZe as well, kind of out in the open. They were kind of caught between trying to rotate between positions. And like you said, Brokey surely can't win this.
Utility just keeps coming in, and Cajun B gets rid of him. There it is, the 9-6 half as OpTic will move ahead, but we'll see if FaZe can bounce back moving into the second half.
Dancing on my own when you spill that ramen coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, that is first sight. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. You give me that high pitch feel, baby. And the next thing I knew,
Hello and welcome back to ESL One New York. It is the final best of 3 here in the B stream, and we're in the second half of the first map. It's Nuke. It's OpTic's pick, and they're currently ahead by 3. But FaZe Clan, the T side was their more favored side. This is where they do their best work. We'll see if they can pull it back.
Yeah, they've clearly got something in mind for the pistol with a couple of sets of nades, and the answer is a quick A play.
Straight away, it is Config with the first kill, but Rain comes in with a follow-up, but great headshots coming in across the board from OpTic. Nico looking for his follow-up, and he's got that one. It's all onto FaZe Nico here, 1v3. He's picked up the USP. He's got a Molotov in his hands, and no Kevlar, so the in punch is a huge factor here, and he's just been spotted. That makes things so difficult for him. He has to try and recover the bomb. He had a big performance in the first pistol in the first half, but he needs an even bigger one here with a clutch straight away. He'll make his way in towards the site. Config hiding back towards Garage. I feel like OpTic are just playing this one perfectly. They're not giving him anything.
Yeah, they know they've got the bomb on the site, so they don't need to take any risks. They can sit back and make sure that the trades are ready. Config taking damage very low. The molly might just do this.
Well, he gets away just in the nick of time, and that Molotov could have cleared the back of the bomb site. Nico, he's stuck in so many positions here. 3 different angles to check. As soon as he commits to one, the other will peek. So Nico, this might just be the end for him. He's got 1 flashbang still available and still 35 seconds. But getting anything done here is going to be almost impossible. And if he manages even 1 kill here, that would be impressive.
Nico trying to fight the other Nico on the bomb site, but with 20 seconds left, he's got to go now, and there's a player up on the hut. There's a player in heaven. Great shot onto the first. Now he's got to find the second player, and he doesn't have a clue where Tesses is playing from. Good work from OpTic, just biding their time, realizing that Nico has got to come at them eventually, and they make sure to get the round.
Yeah, that's good from OpTic. They don't overcommit, they don't make a mistake, and because of that, obviously, they get the reward. It's 10-6, it's OpTic ahead, and FaZe Clan, they will be looking to try and get back into this game, but it's not going to be in this round, I don't think. They haven't really got anything to work with whatsoever. I was actually listening to an interview yesterday that Sadikis did with Nico, and this is FaZe Nico we're talking about, and obviously he said this team haven't exactly got too much time to prepare for this tournament, obviously, so this one doesn't mean as much to them. They're not going to be too upset with the result here if they bomb out in the group stages. It's more towards ESL Pro League that they'll be looking for.
Well, we have to remember also that FaZe did get 9 rounds on their T side of Nuke yesterday against Evil Geniuses. That was with the pistol round win, though, and a really strong start.
It feels like they definitely could have... Oh, wow. MSL in behind, though. He's got multiple players ready for him. He's going to pick up 2 kills. olofmeister turns around. He will get the kill on the Glock, but we can't really expect FaZe to do too much more than this. UMP in the hands of olofmeister, Deagle and P250 and the remaining players here on FaZe. They can keep the economy modest on the CT side here. If they can get a couple more kills, that's a win in the eyes of FaZe.
Well, they'll try and push ramp, and Tesses is in a big off angle. First kill found with the M4. He's got assistance from Nico, and then Tesses cleans up the final kill. So it's only the 1 frag for FaZe, and it's only the UMP loss for OpTic, which isn't a massive problem. What could be a slight problem for OpTic into this round, though, is they only have 2 premium rifles in play. They only have those 2 M4s, whereas FaZe have got a ton of AKs, a ton of SGs. The weaponry maybe not as good for OpTic as they would like, and if OpTic were to lose this round, I'm not sure they could really buy into the next. So this is quite a key round early. FaZe could really do with picking this one up.
Well, MSL again aggressive on the CT side this time. He's just sitting in the smoke outside of the door. So he needs to be careful he doesn't get caught here by olofmeister. He will have heard those drops in towards the vent, so he can call that to a teammate that there is a player towards the lower bomb site. That's still no kill. Rain, he might just collect that though. Tessis gives him an opportunity, but falls away. Nico. Finally, we get a fight, but it's the other Nico that wins it. So, FMAS coming in for the CT side, and OpTic, they've got the man advantage.
And here comes the push down towards ramp. Maybe not to the B site just yet, though, because there are 3 CTs here if this push were to come through. Tesses potentially the first point of contact, but I don't know if FaZe will expect so many players on this B site.
Flashes coming through. Tessa sits in the lower bomb site. They'll at least expecting a few players here. Rim will pick up MSL, but will they expect Tessa's? They will not, but he only gets the 1 kill as Brokey's able to trade. So we're back into a 3v3. Config dealt with. Config needed to realistically step up there. Occasion B tries to help out, but it's all on Nico here for OpTic. He's got 1 kill as the tap comes through. He'll pick that up as well. And the 1v2 clutches in as Nico will bring 12 for OpTic. And you got to feel like FaZe had to have picked that one up.
Yeah, what a clutch from Nico. Not normally the biggest fragger on OpTic, but he's having a good game here today. And that means that FaZe are in real trouble at this point. 12-6 down. Even if your T side can be good on Nuke, we were also seeing earlier that OpTic's favored side was obviously that CT side.
That's the thing, right? They hard counter each other, and it's which team's better on this map. And well, I think you've just got to go with OpTic being the better side here on Nuke. We've got to look forward to the second match for FaZe Clan, I'm afraid. But we'll see if they can pull it back here on Nuke. It's not done yet, of course. They still have a good chance of stepping into this. OpTic should be up to 13 here as Nico continues his good form. He will pick up Brokey. But FaZe Clan have got towards Secret, and they're just pushing forward. They've got the bomb in their hands, but Nico peeks into the open, rotated through, pulls his knife. So perhaps not the greatest decision. He'll be cut off after 1 kill in towards the vent, but at least he gets the info, so his teammates can rotate through. Tessus is here again. Orfmeister with an AK dealt with by MSL. And coldzera is in towards the squeaky door, the single door. His teammate Nico far off with 25 HP. So coldzera swings the door open wide, can't connect any shots, and it's all on Nico towards Secret, having to try and get something done.
Again, Nico, currently the best fragger for FaZe. I think he's the best fragger on the entire server. But at least he's got an AK into his hands. Not using it though. The Deeg continues to try to get the kills, but MSL lines it up with the AWP. OpTic up to a 13-6 lead. And this is basically a must-win round for FaZe. And now we've got the AWP of coldzera.
Yeah, we have. And well, this is something we haven't seen yet. We've seen the AWP in the hands of Olaf, but Cold picking it up here on the T side. And obviously coldzera is a player that's good enough to be a main AWPer of a team, I have to say. You know, it was always said that he could go to a team and be an AWPer. But obviously, when you have a player like Cold, you kind of want him to be on the AK, the rifles, you know, and also have the ability to pick up the AWP here and there. So definitely a solid hybrid player. We'll see if he can get anything done here on the T side. Olaf going on towards the SG. I know it's a little bit of a running joke with Nico and Nico, but they're both playing the best on the server right now. Nico with 17 kills over on the CT side, and Nico over on the T side is currently on 18 kills. So pretty close, having good games. We'll see if they both can keep it up.
Yeah, and I think that has to be part of why OpTic are winning so much. Having Nico for OpTic show up with such a big performance in terms of frags, he's not the player that's set up to get the kills.
He did have a quiet performance yesterday, and obviously he has got most of these kills in the last few rounds. Config has been pretty consistently strong across Nuke so far, and that was a player that wasn't really at the greatest level against Astralis yesterday, but was that a double smoke? The same position?
Yeah, might have been.
Yeah, well, Nico does pick up the headshot anyway. And we're into a man advantage on the T side. FaZe holding it, and they will slow the play after getting that advantage.
I guess if your smokes don't work out, you can just go for the pop flash and the headshot of Nico. MSL gets 1 kill back for OpTic Gaming. So again, his AWP finding some good damage on this CT side. FaZe taking their time. With a minute left on the clock, they can afford to do so. We were saying that in their game against Evil Geniuses, FaZe were oftentimes just sticking together, trying to push as a unit and make sure that they could trade out. Pretty simple strats on their T side, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of the same. And that looks quite likely here. A couple of players grouping up over towards ramp. 30
seconds left. Eventually, FaZe are going to have to go for something Grouping up outside the ramp, like you said. They've got a flashbang still available to go around the corner, but Testis is going to throw his nade and just tuck straight in towards the B-bomb side. It's going to be 1 HP on Nico, barely surviving. MSL catches Rain, and that's the bomb. 15 seconds. FaZe just have to keep going. They can't slow it all. And Testis looks to line them up. There's the first kill. Can't quite get the second, but Olaf continues to sprint. Still 1 HP on Nico. This is not going to be easy for FaZe at all. As Olaf swings the doors open, Molotov in towards the vent. It's MSL dropping Nico. All on Olaf. Headshot comes in, looking for the follow-ups. But it has to be a 1v3 here for Olaf Meister. There's the second. Does he know the second player's there? Does he know Config has come through the door? He knows it's a possibility, but the bomb is planted for him. Olaf playing this one so well. The door comes so close just at the right time as well. Olaf Meister, everything going his way at the minute. The tap comes in from Config. He pre-fires, but Config's too quick. It's going to be 14-6. Olaf Meister close to the clutch, but it's the Danes pushing forward.
And good effort from Olaf, but FaZe really took their time on that push in towards ramp. With just 20 seconds left, it was the push eventually coming into that position. Brocky still had the nade and the molly to try and slow them down. Oh, sorry, Tessis still had the nade and the molly to try and slow them down. Yeah. You almost feel like Tessis maybe could have even just ducked into a corner there because that was such low time.
He took the fight to try and stop them from coming through. He was very quick on the trigger, got the first kill. Could have foreseeably got that follow-up on Olaf, but yeah, good chance there for FaZe. Olaf Meister, really good attempt, but couldn't quite get it done. He does get the opening here though, as Colterra continues to push in towards the A-bomb site. It's going to be MSL and Cajun B stepping up for the CT side, but it's not enough. Olaf continues to frag, and we're back into a great advantage for FaZe Clan.
There we go. Round over in a matter of seconds. FaZe finally pick up a round win on their T side in one of these gun rounds, mainly just due to the quick aggression in towards Yard. That allowed them to wrap into the A site, cause all sorts of problems, and OpTic just could not handle the A aggression.
They've just got to hope that this isn't too little too late, right? FaZe Clan, this is a chance for them to come back into it. If they want to win in regulation, it has to be perfect. They have to win the rest of the rounds available here.
Flash dropped by Olaf. He's looking to go down the vent, gets down the vent quite quickly. OpTic should have heard that. They had quite a few players close by, but the weaponry is not great for the Danes into this round. Only pistols in play. You can already see MSL perhaps thinking about the future rounds, saving some extra money to get that AWP into the future. But right now it's the pistols stacked towards outside, and Nico might be about to take some fight if he goes forwards, which it doesn't look like he's going to just yet. The smoke might prompt him to push.
Well, OpTic could start. It's Config with the headshot on towards Nico, and his aim is something to be marveled at. Got a great skill set when it comes to the deagle. We've seen a lot of that coming through from Config. Got some of the best deaglers in the world on the server at the minute. Olaf will drop MSL, so the kill's pulled back. FaZe, still 4v4, good Molotov, and Testis has to try and fall away though. He does get the info that multiple players were pushing towards the B-bomb site, but Olaf, you have to remember, he got into this position at the start of the round, and he can still cause problems for the OpTic side as he's further down towards the stairs. There's the headshot on towards Nico. Looking for the follow-up, he's got that as well. And Olaf is stepping up for the FaZe side.
Ooh.
That's a 4K. He's looking for the ace, Alex, up against these pistols. He has a good chance to grab it as well as Tessa is starting to come in towards the stairs. Olaf Meister has found all four. Looking for the ace, but 2 HP has to fall back, and Tessis might just get away with the AK here.
Yeah, looks like Tessis is just going to back off with the rifle recovered. Smart play from Olaf as well, though. Decided to go ahead and just wait for his teammate to get into position. He played that round really safe, just backing off in towards the window room.
Yeah.
Gets the 4K and it gets the round win. But again, FaZe have got a lot more to do.
They do indeed. Testis actually says Kevlar, a kit, and utility there, Alex. Just smoking a flash. So overall, not bad. He's got quite a bit saved on over. It's actually enough to maybe have impact across the board. But his teammates, they can't really buy around him.
Yeah, MSL's going to continue to save for the AWP. Just buying a P250 into this one. Again, it's Cold Zero AWPing on the T side for FaZe. And Rocky whiffs that spray down. TeSeS getting aggressive with the AK, realizing he's got to take matters into his own hands in this round. Smoke down means that there is potential for a gun to be recovered. You can already see that Cajun B is looking to see if he can recover that rifle that was dropped early by TeSeS. FaZe are not making it easy for that gun to be recovered, and Rain gets the spray through the smoke. Cajun thought he was getting a rifle. Instead, he gets some bullets to his chest, and he's not going to have any impact in the round.
Well, TeSeS has to back away, and it's always unfortunate when you're the player that has to have the impact, and you just get dropped early and put out of the round. That is always frustrating. coldzera deals with Config. They knew that position was a possibility.
Yeah, Config just got completely destroyed there. Didn't get a chance to do anything. FaZe again playing pretty slow, but against the pistols, you can probably afford to do so. 34 seconds left. TeSeS with the AK is currently up on the A side of the map, but he's just dropped down the vents. All of the OpTic players are now on this B bomb site trying to stop this push.
Well, MSL, he has the window, but Rain's got the headshot. Kill comes in. It's on Nico and TeSeS. A 2v4. Bomb starting to get planted. TeSeS able to open up the door, take one kill, but the bomb plant still comes in. Nico looking for the kills. Comes so close to dropping Rain. He's on 2 HP. I know it's all on Nico. With the P250, they know exactly where he is, and coldzera swings to take the peak. A little bit brazen of him, but he does walk away alive, and Rain will take the kill. So 9-4 team, 9-14 shall I say, is OpTic still in the lead by quite a substantial margin. So FaZe on a very long road, but they're taking it step by step.
I feel like Nico must have done like 98 in 7 or something there with the USP, just spamming away at the chest. Doesn't get a single dink, which is really what he needed.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. I mean, that happens to everyone every now and then, right? The easiest shots are sometimes the hardest to hit.
coldzera's AWP getting aggressive, but Config spams him straight through the vent. Great kill from Config. Again, he is showing up for OpTic right now. Was a bit quiet yesterday, but here today, Config showing that he can be a star player for this OpTic squad. And with the early man advantage, OpTic don't have to get aggressive, but MSL wants to extend the advantage.
Well, he's just getting a whole lot of info from this peak, right? He's checking towards the silo. There's no one up there. He's still in towards secret stairs, and well, Molotovs eventually come in and prevent him from falling back safely. So he's going to hold a bit of an off angle in behind the fence. Well, it is a man advantage for OpTic. We'll see if they can convert it into a round win, though. That would put them up to map point here on their map pick. If you are tuning in, this is indeed OpTic's map pick. And when they find a follow-up, MSL's aggression pays off, and it's a 2-man advantage for the Danes.
Cajun B holding up from the hut, always a good angle, and Brocky unable to trade on towards him. Rain only good for 1 kill on the FaZe clan side. Solid work on the trades from OpTic Gaming. And they saved so heavily for that gun round, knowing that they were in great shape. But coldzera there at the start of the round had no clue what was hitting him. I can't believe Config got the double dink through the vent.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, right? You know, you have the lineup well, but
yeah,
it's just, you have it to the point where you're getting those double headshots. That's just a little bit of luck also inclined into it. But it is 15-9. FaZe Clan used their last tactical timeout, and well, you can't blame them at this point. They still have a chance to pull it back, but it has to be perfect, and that's just to get overtime.
Yeah, very good team efforts from OpTic on the fragging, which is another nice thing to see for them. Config, the top fragger, with 19 kills. The bottom fragger, Cajun B, with 15.
Yeah, and he was actually a player that was playing lights out yesterday against Astralis, but obviously there's not much of a disparity between top and bottom here on OpTic, so you'd definitely rather have that.
Well, we've seen MSL's AWP be willing to play aggressive previously. I think this time he's playing a little safer at the start of the round. Config again playing in towards Mini. wonder if FaZe might think about trying an A play again at some point, because one of their earlier gun round wins was thanks to that, but MSL's AWP does get aggressive from Secret and gets the opening.
Yeah, Nico being picked off there. Again, MSL just loving that aggression, and it's been working. He hasn't been stopped. You know, Astralis countered him yesterday. When he was trying to get aggressive on the CT side, Astralis had utility ready for him. They were stopping that aggression. They really shut him down, but FaZe, obviously being a new team, can't really be too prepared, and well, they can't deal with it as well. Rain does get the trade back in. coldzera looking for the follow-up in towards the secret stairs, but MSL, that is so brazen. He peeked back into the open again. 2 attempts to take the shot, and he will collect the kill. Eventually, a little bit too aggressive as Rain will pick him off, but Tessis has the info and is able to deal with Rain. 2v2 as FaZe start to make their way in towards the A-bomb side.
Ooh, trade comes in, and Tessis decides to swing out from heaven. Olof spots him, but the damage is done. Olof is so low on health, and Tessis drops down, trying to take the fight. Only needs a single shot to close out the map. He's looking for this one. Tessis doesn't get it done. Great shot from Olof. He needed the headshot to keep FaZe alive, and he manages to do exactly that.
Yeah, the pressure that you must feel if you're Olof there. Just the 1v1, having to save the chances of FaZe clan coming into this, and he gets the headshot. He lands the one bullet he needed to, and that will be another one on the board for FaZe. It's 15-10. They've reached double figures. They have to believe that it's possible to bring this all the way. This should be around in the bag for them. OpTic don't have a whole lot to work with whatsoever. It's 2 HE grenades, and that's it. That's all that's been invested into this round for them, and they're going aggressive in towards ramp.
Yeah, Olof absolutely hears that. Molotov down. Tessis isolated by the Molotov. There's actually some team damage in there from Nico. They rotated down the vents, so maybe OpTic can catch some players out. Yeah, Brocky has no clue that there are players there, but with the USPs, it's never easy to get those frags, and not a single frag for OpTic. I feel like Nico has slowed down slightly on the FaZe side. He had a really great start. He was 14 for 5 at one point,
He
I
has
think.
slowed down, but the other thing there is that Olofmeister is sped up, right? He's had an incredible performance. He was actually the best performer at the Berlin Major. And if he can continue that, if Olof can have that steady improvement, and he can get somewhere near his level that he was at before, that's incredible. Then you've got another star in your team.
Yeah. Speaking of Olof, he's not AWPing on this T side, but he is looking over towards the door. Looks to be lining up a smoke over for Mini, but again, it's MSL's AWP that's got the opening kill. Again, over towards outside.
As well. It's all to Nico again. He just can't deal with it. It's being picked off by MSL time and time again. Config has to try and hold the bomb site here, and this might be it. It's looking good for OpTic. All the kills coming their way. It's all on the coldzera, the new addition, to try and step up with a big clutch. A 1v4 has to come through here. And it's not looking likely whatsoever. There it is. It's OpTic to take the win here on Nuke. Their map pick as well. We are going to go to a short break, but we'll be back to break this one down.